Imagine waking up to the sound of the call to prayer echoing over ancient rooftops, sipping hot Turkish tea by the sea, and realizing the entire day might cost less than your morning coffee back home. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you there's a way to explore one of the world's most breathtaking destinations for just $10 a day? In today's video, I'm testing out the viral claim that you can actually take a full Turkish vacation on a shoestring budget. Is it a dream come true or just another travel scam? Stay with me till the end, because what I discovered will completely change how you think about cheap travel. Everywhere online, Turkey is being referred to as one of the world's remaining great affordable locations. Visit Turkey on a shoestring, a holiday cheaper than your daily coffee, deals you won't believe. The pitch is enticing, a fantasy of stepping off a low-cost aircraft into warm Mediterranean air, sleeping in small guest houses, eating delicious local food, and touring ancient monuments, all while spending little money. So how is this possible? The key is the Turkish lira, which has depreciated in recent years, resulting in significantly reduced prices for Western visitors. Locals have been heavily hurt by inflation, but visitors with stronger currencies may find daily costs almost bizarre. Budget hotels start at $8 to $12 per night. Street cuisine and local transportation cost only a few dollars a day, making Turkey one of the most affordable destinations in the world. But here's the catch. When individuals say they had a $10 vacation, it doesn't mean they spent $10 on their entire trip. It suggests that they spent about that much on some days or during certain periods of their stay. The challenge and the fun is to stretch your dollar as far as possible without sacrificing experience. To see if the myth was true, I decided to test it myself. My goal was simple: spend a few days in Turkey living as little as possible while still getting the full experience. There are no luxury hotels, guided excursions, or gourmet meals, only an authentic, local-style experience. I chose a smaller region over a major tourist town. My idea was to stay in low-cost guest houses or hostels, eat street food, take public transportation, and concentrate on daily experiences rather than tourist attractions. I packed little, kept an open mind, and anticipated a few obstacles: language barriers, modest accommodations, and perhaps the occasional cold shower. Nevertheless, I was excited. Turkey is world-renowned for its hospitality, history, and beauty. Even if the $10 vacation wasn't technically achievable, I knew I'd learned something useful about how far money could go in this place. Let's start with the obvious. Turkey provides amazing value. In comparison to Western Europe or even nearby Mediterranean countries, daily prices are astoundingly low. A decent private room in a family-run guest house might cost under $30. A hostel dorm bed might cost half that. Local eateries or lokantas frequently serve meals for less than $5. On a typical day, I spent approximately $9. $1 for breakfast, $3 for lunch, $2 for transportation, and $3 for dinner. Not bad for a day packed with delicious cuisine and cultural events. The quality of living you can have on a budget is incredible. I visited bustling bazaars, took ferries across sparkling blue lakes, and roamed cobblestone alleyways lined with Ottoman-era buildings, all for free or close to it. My favorite moments weren't planned: sipping Turkish tea while chatting with locals, watching fishermen cast their nets at sunset, or stumbling upon an unexpected street performance. Of course, there's more to this story. While ordinary life can be inexpensive, tourist experiences are not always. Domestic flights, balloon rides in Cappadocia, and admission fees to historical sites can quickly deplete your funds. Comfortable private apartments in Istanbul or seaside resort towns typically cost more than $50. Then there's what some travelers refer to as tourist inflation. In a few establishments, I saw costs mysteriously rising when I purchased in English or paid in cash. On Reddit, one tourist wrote, "I love Turkey and its people, but I constantly feel like I'm being overcharged as a tourist." Another person commented, "Prices have at least doubled since my last visit." That is not to say Turkey isn't inexpensive. It certainly is, but you must be mindful. A little research, language effort, and confidence go a long way. The $10 idea only works under certain situations. My lodging averaged $25 per night, food $5 to $10, and transportation $2 to $5. A full day cost roughly $35 overall. That is still far less than what you would pay practically anywhere else, but it is not exactly $10 for everything. However, in remote towns or lesser-known places, I really had days that cost around $10 in total. A basic breakfast and tea, a local bus excursion, a market lunch, and a free beach afternoon all pile up surprisingly slowly. So while $10 is more of a catchy slogan than a rigorous rule, the concept is plausible if you travel deliberately. Turkey remains one of the world's most affordable destinations as long as you avoid major tours and luxury resorts. Your destination in Turkey makes a significant difference. Tourist hotspots like Antalya and Cappadocia are more expensive than modest seaside towns or interior settlements. Avoid foreign hotel chains. Choose between guest houses, hostels, and family-run pensions. They're cheaper, kinder, and frequently offer breakfast. Street food is your best friend. Simit, sesame bread rings, durum wraps, lentil soup, and kebabs, all for a few bucks. Turkey's local transportation system is dependable and inexpensive. Shared minibuses, dolmuş, and public ferries connect almost anywhere. Save cabs for when you really need them. Be nice but alert. Check menu pricing before ordering. Ask locals how much things cost. And use apps like Buy Taxi to get set taxi charges. One Redditor confessed, "I felt ripped off after my trip. I paid much more than locals." Awareness helps you avoid this. The $10 claim is a mentality rather than a guarantee. If you expect 5-star accommodations, you will be disappointed. But if you look for genuine, down-to-earth travel, you'll be surprised at how much value you may find. Here's one day that summed everything up for me. I awoke early in a quiet interior village and grabbed a simit and tea from a nearby bakery for $1. I walked to the bus stop and took a $2 dolmuş to a hillside with olive groves and whitewashed cottages. I spent hours touring marketplaces, talking to locals and people watching. Lunch, a meal of lentil soup, rice, and vegetables, cost $4. In the evening, I relaxed by the shore with another cup of tea for $1 and then had a modest kebab meal for $6. My total? Approximately $14 for a full day of food, culture, and travel. Compare this to a day in Istanbul's tourism district. $40 for a basic hotel, $12 for lunch, $15 for a touring pass, and $5 for coffee. Suddenly, you've surpassed $70. The difference is not Turkey, it is your decisions. The ultra-budget fantasy does, of course, have its limitations. Peak season. Prices are highest in July and August. Luxury experiences. Expensive hot air balloon rides, private tours, and high-end hotels. Currency fluctuations. Due to the lira's volatility, prices can fluctuate from month to month. Regional travel. Long-distance buses and domestic flights are more expensive. Lack of awareness. Tourists who are unfamiliar with negotiating or local apps may spend twice as much. In short, the illusion of the $10 vacation exists only for people who prepare properly and travel wisely. In a world where travel expenses are rapidly rising, Turkey remains a beacon for budget tourists. The country's combination of affordability, history, cuisine, and friendliness is unparalleled. However, there is something more going on here than just the numbers. Cheap travel is about more than just saving money. It's also about connecting with others. When you eat where the locals dine, ride their buses, and stay in their houses, you cease to be a tourist and become a part of the tale. You see daily life as it truly is: colorful, chaotic, generous, and human. That was the most helpful aspect of my $10 experiment. It wasn't about the price, it was about the viewpoint. Is the $10 Turkish vacation real? Yes and no. If you are expecting luxury resorts and personalized trips, you will be disappointed. However, if you're ready to travel simply, explore smaller villages, and live like a local, you can definitely experience Turkey for less than you'd pay for a day out at home. My experiment worked, not because I spent less than $10 every day, but because I understood you don't need a large budget to have a good experience. I left with new friends, memorable memories, and a level of appreciation that money cannot buy. Go ahead and book a trip to Turkey in 2025. Simply go with your eyes open, heart inquiring, and pocketbook ready for little, meaningful purchases. The term $10 vacation may not be literal, but the adventure it signifies is extremely genuine. Hit that subscribe button and join me as we uncover more destinations that cost less, but give you more.